Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to tonight's live video. We are here. We are ready. We're going to talk about all things cruising. Really? Already? Okay. We got some yawning going on already. And we got folks here already.
Yes, Desiree's here. Good evening. Attila's here. Hi, y'all. Texas Cruiser. Hello, Ray. Hey to you both from Judy and Ray. Boss Pupa, howdy from Raleigh. Lawn Lifters is here. That's a new one. Howdy. Welcome to the show. Glisten Channel. Hi, my two fellow captains. How are you? Doing great.
We are doing good.
Lawn Lifters is saying hi to Desiree and Attila. Tara is here. Welcome, Tara. Hello, everyone. Chica's here. Hola, amigos. Ray's here. How many more do you need to get the UT plaque?
A lot, I think. I don't think you get the big silver plaque until you hit, I want to say it's 100,000.
We're a long
100,000. So that's a long way away. But if you know 999,000 friends, please tell them come on over and subscribe. We could be there tomorrow. But I think we're a little ways away from getting the UT plaque.
Yeah. Desiree says, hi, doggy. How cute you are. That's why I had him up here, because I saw Desiree on. Misty's here. Howdy, everyone. Mitch is here. Hello, Mitch.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. How has everybody's week been? Ours has been quiet.
Yeah. For the most part.
For the most part.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did have a super exciting encounter with a meth head. But yeah, that I guess we did have some excitement here over the past week. I'm trying to block it out of my head.
Yeah.
What is a week in this world if something weird and crazy just doesn't happen? Something strange just doesn't go on.
Yeah.
Right? But I did check. We are 142 days away from getting on a cruise ship.
Yay.
Finally, I'm having withdrawals, saltwater withdrawals. You did this. I don't know how, but somehow I'm going to say it was you.
Okay.
I'm going to say I wanted to book cruises and you said no.
Aliens here. Yay. Hi, y'all. Everybody's saying hi to everybody.
Good. Well, yep, that's what we're all here for. Everybody a chance to get together, chit chat, talk, say hi to each other, and see what everything is going on.
Misty said it's been a long week. It's dragging. I fly out in 18 days.
Yeah. You get to that last 2 weeks and it just seems like, oh God, it's never going to get here. At least you can say 18 days. We're still saying 142 days.
Yes.
So you're doing way better than we are.
Texas Cruiser says I get a major need to see that blue water.
I do too. I do too. But 31 days till our next cruise.
Yes. Glisten says, rise the anchor, steer the boat, you swabs. It's time to set sail for an adventure.
Sure. The SS Crazy is ready to leave dock.
Yes. Yes. Shika says it has also been a long 2 weeks for me.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's felt that way here the last week. It's just been like, for some reason, just feels like a long week. Must be something in the air.
Yeah. I know yesterday I was at work and it's like, God, I'm ready for the weekend. And it's only Tuesday.
It's when, oh, you're talking about yesterday. I was gonna say, today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. Bob's here, says hello, fellow cruisers. Misty, did you say ran into a meth head?
Yes. Yep. I said meth head. That was not a faux pas in any way. The short version of the story is we live out in the country. So having random folks suddenly cruising across the property is fairly rare. But we had one Sunday evening, decided that he was going to wander up the driveway. Had to have the police come remove him from the property, and turns out he was whacked out on meth. So yeah, meth head.
Yep. But I do want to say the sheriff's department reacted quickly and got out here quickly and did their thing. And
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't say anything bad about those guys.
Nelly's here. Hey y'all, Martin is late. You're not late. We're all early.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with that.
That's a quote.
You're not late for the ship. We have not left without you. Okay, but we may have been hanging over the railing, joking, laughing, and encouraging you to come faster. It's a possibility. Okay, but we didn't leave without you, so you're good.
Yes. Glisten says Disney Adventures is actually not that bad. I might switch it to become my first favorite than Disney Fantasy, maybe. I haven't been on adventure.
No, you have not. You gotta be jonesing by now.
I am.
Are you jonesing for some Mickey Mouse?
Yes. Yes. And I keep seeing the Disney videos about the treasure and the wish. And yeah.
And how about the fact the new Thumper popcorn bucket that they've released?
Goodness. I made the comment at work yesterday. I need to transfer to Florida. And they all thought I was nuts. But yeah.
So you can work at Disney?
Yeah.
I was thinking, if we moved to Florida, wouldn't that be so we're closer to all of the cruise ports?
Yes.
Okay.
Attila says, yeah, that's no good. Glad you guys are safe. Oh,
Tiffany lost her place there.
Yeah. Sheikah says, at Tiffany, I had weeks like that. Desiree says, oh crap, sounds funny. That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't. It was handled. James is here.
James is here. Welcome, James. James says, hello, Chris and Tiffany and all high seas cruisers.
James, 142 days.
Yes. Mitch says, we are new to cruising. 5 nights on Mariner and then 11 nights on Seashore. Really enjoy it. That is awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Welcome.
They've been now, you're officially hooked.
Yes.
New to cruising. You love it. Now you're going to want to do it all of the time.
Yes.
It becomes an obsession. How many nights can you spend at sea? How many different places can you visit? How many new foods can you try? It's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So welcome new people joining the experience. Love it.
Yes. Tilla says, oh no, that's scary. Glad Sheriff was able to help. Me too. Misty, oh, good old meth heads. The book Methland is mainly about the town I live in. That's not good. Now I'm gonna have to go read that book. Glisten says, but I like the exterior of an adventure though.
She's different looking.
Yeah. Nellie says 2 more lives until I am hitched. Yay! Yay! Desiree says it may sound.
You're about to lose being
funny.
in charge.
Yeah, you are. Desiree says it may sound funny, but it's sad people use hard drugs. It is, and you got to wonder what is so bad that turns them to that. But Texas Cruiser says awesome, Nellie. Glisten says Desiree language, please. It's okay. Alien says, did I mention 17 days until we check in online for our next cruise? I did mention it, but it bears repeating. Yes, it does.
You know what? Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. 17 days. Yeah, it definitely bears worth repeating. And if it was me, I would be repeating it too.
Yes.
All I can repeat at this moment is 142 days. That just doesn't sound good.
No. Seawood is here. Hello.
Welcome.
James says, woohoo. Yes, I'm ready.
Me too. So ready.
Mitch says, yes, we are hooked.
That's usually what happens. You're either gonna love it or you don't like it, and if you love it, you're that's it. That's what you look at for the future. You will now spend your free time going, when can I book this next cruise?
Yes. Yes.
At least that's what I spend my free time doing.
Yes, he does. And then he comes out and he's like, but we can do this, 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 and this. And I'm like, but we both have jobs.
That's merely an inconvenience.
Yes, it is. But that inconvenience pays for those trips.
It is merely an inconvenience, okay? It's meant to be worked around.
Yes. Attila says, Nelly, great news. Misty has a question. When would the dining reservations become available?
Oh, you know what? I like it when it's questions. When it's good questions, we'll throw it up. When would the dining reservations become available? So that's going to vary a little bit between cruise line to cruise line, things like that. Usually, once you make final payment and you do the online check-in, usually that's when dining reservations will become available. So depending on the cruise line, though, it could go by loyalty level. Some of them do that where the highest loyalty levels get, a couple days ahead and it works its way down. But usually after final payment and once you have done your online check-in, a lot of those reservations and stuff will open up for you.
Yep. Lawn Lifter says 15 people, go press like right now, please. Nelly,
you know what? I'm all for that.
Yeah. Nelly says, I check in tonight for the Beyond. Oh, I'm jealous. Chica says, my sister is moving to Florida, so I see a lot more cruising in her future.
I mean, honestly, if I moved to Florida, that's exactly what I would do. I would position myself someplace where I am as equal as I can get to all of the cruise ports. To Fort Lauderdale, to Miami, to Tampa, all the way around. And of course, Disney for Tiffany. And yeah, that's where I would want to be and just go.
Yeah.
A lot of those, 3-night cruises and stuff that don't make sense for me to go to Florida to do now would make a whole lot of sense if you were just driving a couple hours away. So
Andre said, what's there to do near Galveston Port Cruise on the Breeze on August 7th? Oh, there's a lot to do in Galveston.
What do you like to do? That's really the question. There is, of course, beaches. I don't personally recommend swimming. It is your first choice in our particular water there in Galveston. But there's beaches. There are naval museums. The Battleship Texas is coming eventually. Won't be there by August 7th, but eventually we'll have that. There's train museums. I like museums, as you can tell. The Oil Rig Museum. There's the Moody House. There's Moody Gardens if you want to see animals, aquariums, fish, that sort of thing. There's Pleasure Pier if you're into roller coasters, rides, and boardwalk style games.
There's a train museum.
Tons of places to eat. You got to go to La King's or La King's Confectionery. Get your pre-cruise candy, your pre-cruise saltwater taffy, all in the downtown area. And of course, there's shopping and
Pier 21 has that one ship that you can tour.
The tall ship, if you want to see an old sailing tall ship. They've got Dolphin Bay tours.
I wouldn't do the Dolphin Bay tour, though, because we watch from Pier 21 that tour go off and then the dolphins play.
Yeah,
right there in front of you.
That's because the dolphins there they're funny dolphins. Because she's right. We've seen that. Everybody has this dolphin tour and they get in the boat and they look over the side. So everybody hops in the boat and heads out up the channel to go look for the dolphins. And as soon as that boat starts to go up the channel, all the dolphins pop up right there at Pier 21. It's like, haha, look at them. And then when that boat comes back with the people, the dolphins leave.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that, they say dolphins are super, super intelligent anyway. I think the dolphins are screwing with that tour. It's happened way more than one time. Because we'll sit down there and watch them and then just be sitting there at the edge of Pier 21 and suddenly, boop, boop, dolphin heads start poking up like, ha, 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 we're over here now, fools. But yeah, there is a ton of stuff to do in Galveston. Like I said, a lot of good food to eat. Mm-hmm. We just get out and we go to the places, but we walk along the beach and the breeze, the smell,
It's fun.
It's fun.
Desiree says, I love cruising. I use cruise yearly and I sure enjoy it.
Yeah, us too. It is still my absolute favorite way to vacation. Love getting on a ship. Everything's right there. I've got entertainment. I've got food. I've got comfort. We've got crew members from around the world to meet people, other cruise passengers on board. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to get rocked gently to sleep at night by that cruise ship, and I wake up in the morning, I am somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get off and have a great adventure. Then I'm going to come back and repeat.
Yeah.
Steve
Wood said, what cruise are you going on?
All right, so what cruise we are going on? Our next one is going to be Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, August 16th, sailing out of Galveston. It is an 8-night cruise going to Coco Cay, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and then back to Galveston. And it is an impromptu, whoever wants to go cruise. We already have James is going to be on the ship with us. Nellie is going to be on the ship with us.
Nellie's mom.
Nellie's mom is going to be on the ship with us. So we even have a small little, very informal, impromptu. We're just all going to get on the ship and say, hi, I know you. And then have ourselves a really good time.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, August the 16th, followed by MSC Seaside.
Yeah.
The first MSC sailing out of Galveston, which is November something.
Andre says, why does Texas have that crazy next day drink package rule?
They claim. Oh, where'd you go? You got to click on it. Tiffany's learning how to help moderate. All right. So they claim it is a rule, it is a law that they cannot sell drinks on the very first day, or the drink package cannot be active on the very first day. I don't know if that's 100% true. Now, they say that's in Texas, Norfolk, Virginia, and in New York. But I don't recall that ever being the case on like Royal Caribbean or Norwegian or any of the others. Do you?
Mm-mm.
I heard that it's purely speculation because Carnival's never going to come out and say it, but I think they have to purchase an extra license. There's taxes and other stuff involved that they don't want to deal with. And so they just say no to the drink program on the first day. Don't know if that's 100% true. They claim it's a Texas thing, but I'm almost positive that that's not the case on every cruise line. It's Carnival. So I think it's a Carnival thing more than it's a Texas thing.
Yeah. Attila says, darn pesky jobs do get in the way of cruising. Yep.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Ray says, we are cruising in 14 days and cruise on.
14 days. That so far is the winner. 14 days.
Mm-mm. Nellie's already checking. Was it Nellie that's checking it? No.
That is checking in 17 days. Ray is cruising
in 14.
In 14 days.
Sheikah said, woohoo, Nellie, is that the honeymoon cruise? Texas Cruiser.
The last cruise where you get to make a choice and a decision.
Texas Cruiser says that Andre, there are tons of things I do here in Galveston while waiting on your cruise ship. Yes. Or to do here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I still need to get my glasses.
There is. I mean, you want to go a little bit further. NASA's up the road, maybe an hour or so up the road in Webster.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where I think it actually is, or the Webster exit there off of the freeway? But you got NASA up there. You can spend a whole day just going through NASA. There's a ton of stuff to do in that area. And if you're flying into Houston first, there's a butt ton of stuff to do in Houston. So
Bob says, after a couple of your shows this week, you may need to watch your blood pressure.
Some of these people out there do get my blood pressure a little high with some of the things that they absolutely say. The craziness and complete thoughtlessness of some people drives me nuts. Don't worry, there's a couple more coming out. You're probably gonna there's one that's fixing to come out. I think it's gonna just, my head feels like it's gonna pop off.
Okay.
But I don't want to give away the subject.
Yeah. James says, yes, I'm looking at one in June 26 and the group cruise besides the one in August. Awesome. Alien says, you guys are approaching 10,000 subscriptions. You should book another cruise when you get there.
Well, twist my arm. Okay. All right. There we go. I like it. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we will book a cruise.
Listen says, I feel like Disney Magic and Wonder only has 3 musical horns and the rest has more. Like we don't talk about Bruno and Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
That is actually absolutely 100% true. They have older, less versatile horn systems on the Magic and the Wonder. Remember, those ships are coming up on 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Their systems are clearly not as new and modern and capable, excuse me, as the newer cruise ships. Excuse me.
But I'd still love to listen to the Disney Horn Wars when they have the horn battles.
Mm-hmm.
Disney and, another.
Well, it's a lot better when
just
Disney
says,
battles Disney.
Yeah.
When Disney battles Disney. But yeah, the new ships all clearly have way more options, but don't get me the engineering portion of how it all works, but there's more horns with more tones and all the newer ships than the older ships.
Yes.
But Princess can play the Love Boat theme song on theirs.
Yes.
We've heard that.
Yes, we have.
As we were leaving Skagway, they decided, now is the time for Love Boat. Okay. But it was awesome to hear it.
Yes, it was. Chica said, if I moved to Florida, I would be broke. Me too. I'd have to have like 3 jobs.
But they'd all be at Disney.
And a 4th one at Disney. Now, Nellie says, yes, Chica, honeymoon is Celebrity Beyond and Freedom of the Seas 2-week honeymoon. That is so awesome. So awesome. Chica, yes, Chris, we hop on the 3 and 4 day cruises out of the West Coast all the time.
Yeah, if we had 3 and 4 day cruises, which we do have some. We do have some relatively short ones out of Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could do a couple more shorter ones. My problem with short cruises,
They're not long enough.
is they're not long enough. I should get off the ship wanting more.
Yes.
It's like I didn't get enough ship sleeps. I'm not happy.
Yeah.
It wasn't time to eat it all. Not happy.
Attila says Orlando too has loads of cruises. Stay on East Coast Florida, half between Miami and Cape Canaveral, but move inland to be closer to Tampa and St. Pete. There you go. Telling us where to move.
You just like the word Orlando. That's all you like. Because you know Disney's in Orlando.
Yes.
Would you remember the traffic in Orlando?
Yes.
Okay.
But if I'm in Disney, I don't worry about the traffic.
You don't get to live inside the park. That's not how that works.
But they have houses. They probably cost more than I will ever make. But you can actually live in a house there.
Right, but I'm pretty sure that's not the people that work in the park.
No, but I'd still work in the park.
Timmy said, I can be rich. I'm still working in the park.
Yep. Texas is telling she can move to Galveston, then you won't be broke.
That's not true either. There's still cruise ships right there. If I was any closer to the cruise ships, it would be worse.
Yes.
If I saw them every day, I would be uncontrollable.
Lon Lifter says our home insurance increased another $300 in Texas, so we're going to stay at 31 cruises for several months.
Yeah, that unfortunately I hit everybody.
Yeah.
Ours unexpectedly went up, but you gotta love insurance. Gotta love it. Never filed a claim, never had a problem, never missed a payment. So the only solution they could possibly come up with is raise your rates. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole over here.
Chica at Andre, where have you been? How are you? Alien at Nelly, congrats and enjoy. Too many folks skip a honeymoon. I'm one. I think it's important. Yeah.
Well, if I was going on a honeymoon, I would go by myself. You're never going to be by yourself again the rest of your life. You might as well go all alone. Do you disagree?
Yes.
You disagree, or you think that's a good idea?
That depends.
See, even she's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? You going away for a week. That could be a thing.
Let's see. Texas Cruiser Awesome.
Now, if we moved to Florida, I would definitely do weekend cruises.
Yeah.
Me too. I would. It would be horrible.
Nellie says Harmony of the Seas. I will be there too.
Yep.
Yep. Nellie, Tiffany, Haley was disappointed she couldn't get on Harmony. She said you and her could talk Disney. Oh yeah, we could.
Yeah, it's true. With Haley being a huge Disney fan, also, you guys could just talk the mouse the whole dang time.
Go around looking for.
Now I'm actually disappointed because now I have to hear the mouse. I could have handed that off to somebody else. I'm kidding.
Mitch is here. Welcome, Mitch. Have you ever had a back-to-back cruise? We did it on the Seashore and upcoming in January 26th on Explorer. Had some suite on Seashore and have some aft Sunset Cabin on Explorer.
No, we have never done a back-to-back. I haven't had the desire for it, I guess, yet is really the way to say it. I would have to find a ship that we really would have to love the ship, and that's something we don't always know. Not that we've ever come across with one that we don't like, but we try to sail a new cruise ship, a different cruise ship each and every time to experience all of them. So it would have to be something really special on the ship to make us want to go back to it, and it would have to be two different itineraries. I wouldn't want to sail the same itinerary than the same itinerary. And a lot of what we get out of Galveston sometimes is exactly that. So no back-to-back for us yet.
Not yet. Alien says after the bridge collapsed last year, our cruise was moved to Norfolk, Virginia, and they had the dumb no cheers package on day one.
And now that they're full-time in Norfolk, it's the same issue. No cheers package on day one. Like Carnival says it's Norfolk, but people swear up and down that there's no rule, no law that actually says that, and that it's a licensing thing that Carnival doesn't want to pay for and be responsible for, that actually creates that. I'm not 100% sure who exactly is telling the truth in that situation.
Texas Cruiser says Royals drink package starts as soon as you board. The selection is only for Texas-based alcohol.
Yeah, see, so that's what it was, and that's what I couldn't remember. So it can't be a law necessarily that says you can't sell a drink package on day one in Texas if Royal Caribbean can do it and Carnival can't. Yes, it's only Texas-based items, but Carnival could do Texas-based items if they wanted to. So there's obviously some wording, some difference, that it's not just a hard you can't law. Otherwise, Royal Caribbean wouldn't be able to do it either.
Yeah.
See, and that right there is when Carnival says, well, it's the state that requires it. There's more to that than just it's the state's fault and so we can't do it.
Tilla says Texas and New York only have the weird drink package rule.
And Norfolk.
Yeah, Nellie says Royal has limited drink menu for a few hours and bars open up. Ray says not in Norfolk. We started about 2 hours out of port. So you're already in international waters then.
Yeah, but Carnival still swears up and down that the drink package is not valid day one on Norfolk. But again, is that 100% absolutely true for every, you know what I mean?
Attila says it's tax rules about alcohol purchases. Nellie says, so far, Haley is allowing me to do a solo Mariner 4-night cruise. I let him go solo sometimes.
She does let me go solo, but I'll be 100% honest. I like the cruise, and a solo cruise is not bad. It's not bad, but if I'm given the choice between a solo cruise and taking Tiffany, I always want to take Tiffany. My opinion, my cruises are better with my cruising buddy. And she is my cruising partner for every cruise that we possibly can. And I'd rather her be there than not be here. My biggest problem is I see something new, something interesting, something exciting, and she's not there to see it. She's not there to share it. And it's not the same to come back at home and tell her about it.
Yeah.
So Well, I will solo cruise. It's actually not my favorite.
Bob says, I know on Royal you can start your drink package right away, but only certain liquors sold in Texas until you reach open waters.
Yeah, so it's probably, Attila's right. It's probably taxes and it's something weird. It's just not cut and dry. Like the state says you can't. It's not that simple. Why the cruise lines tries to make it that simple, I don't know. Instead of just being honest, because people know that that's not the bottom line answer. It's not just because Texas says we can't. There's more to it than that. And they should be more honest and upfront about it and say, hey, look, it requires this, 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 and this, and this is not something we want to be involved in, so we don't start it till day 2. Just be honest. It's hard to build trust with your customers if they know that you're not being 100% honest.
Yeah. Desiree says her cruise in 245 days, and she loves horn battles.
Horn battles are fun.
Glisten says, sorry, I got to go early. I promised to take my wife out for dinner.
Well, that is an absolute good reason to go early.
Yes.
You do not want your wife to start getting hangry.
No.
A hangry wife is a bad day for you.
Yes, exactly. Attila says, don't forget driving to Key West. No cruise needed, but it's more fun if you sail there. It is.
I would like to drive to Key West once, though. All those bridges, I know you're not real fond of that, but all those bridges over the water, I would like to do the Key West drive one time in my life just to say I did it and then go right back to cruising. But I do really like getting there by cruise ship.
Yes. Andre says at Sheikah, I've been good, just working, etc., and just got back from Dubai. Wow.
That was probably a cool trip.
Yeah. Wow. Nellie says, I want to go to Tampa and do Margaritaville Islander.
Me too. I really want to go try Margaritaville one time. I keep hearing really good things about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always, it's the worst ranked cruise line out there, Yet I keep seeing story after story after story where they're like, you know what? It's not what you think it is. We had a blast. We had fun. I'd like to go experience that fun.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great personally.
Texas Cruiser says, I hate short cruises. I don't want to disembark after only a few days. I've been on 13-day cruises and still don't want to disembark.
Yeah, well, no one ever wants to get off. That's the worst day of the cruise.
Yes.
But I agree. Yeah, short cruises, you just, it's not enough time.
Texas Cruiser wants to try the Islander as well. Nellie says, the Mariner 4-day cruises are awesome, but blink and it's over. Exactly.
That's the problem. It's the blink and it's over. Especially when there's so much that you want to do on that particular cruise ship. I mean, just think if they've got a really great production show, you got to try to get in there. You got to try to get in the ice skating show. You got to try to eat all of the different foods that you want, you've missed. And in 4 nights, that's a tough schedule.
Yeah. Misty says, where do I find the dinner reservations on the app or website? Not sure if I missed something for Royal.
Okay, so on Royal Caribbean, if you open up the app, it should pull up and you should have the picture of the ship there in the middle. And then along the bottom, it will say dining. You can click on that. You find the specialty restaurant. And if it's available and you click on it, it will give you the night and the time where you can go in and select it. It'll put it in your cart. You pay for it and bam, you got a reservation. But yeah, at the bottom of the app, you should see the word dining. And it does sometimes depend on how far your cruise is out. Mm-hmm. But our cruise is 142 days out, and I can already see and make dining reservations on that app for Royal Caribbean. So
Sheikah said, dreaming is free. Let Tiffany dream. Dream on, Tiffany. God knows I have my dreams. I've been seeing some of those houses on Disney, and they're themed out. And yeah, I just, I'd be afraid to live in it, though, because I'd be afraid I'd mess something up.
Well, you own it.
I know. Even though it's my house, I'd still mess it up. Attila says, I'm still looking not at a back-to-back, but a Carnival Journeys cruise on the Dream. I've been on the Dream twice, and I don't mind going back.
It's a good class of ship. It is a good class of ship. And I want to do a Carnival's Journey cruise also. One, because I heard for Carnival, it is a 100% different atmosphere. It's a different vibe. Got a lot of diamonds, you got a lot of platinum, so you may have some of that superiority on board, but you have less of, you're not going to have a Bruise Cruise vibe. You're not going to have some of the other issues and problems that you hear about on Carnival because of the Journey Cruises. They're definitely not your weekend cruise, or it's a whole different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I'd like to try it.
Sheikah says Dubai. Now I'm jealous.
I wouldn't mind checking out Dubai once too.
Attila says limited drink menu is due to that Texas-based alcohol sales only in Texas waters. Steve Wood says Royal Caribbean, you can use the drink package from day one because they have 2 separate liquor storage units. One of the liquor storage units have only liquor purchased from Texas distributors. Well, there you go.
There it is. Yeah. So like I said, clearly more than what Carnival just says it is.
Mitch says, I agree. Cruise with your partner is the best.
Yeah. I mean, we've done everything together for years and years and years and years and years. And vacationing is
part of it.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
And it's just not as much fun to have a really cool experience and not have somebody to share it with.
Yeah.
So
David says, good evening, everyone. Welcome, David. Steve says, so that can only serve that liquor until a certain distance from Galveston.
Yep, 12 miles offshore, and it puts you in international waters.
He also says Carnival probably does not want to have 2 separate liquor storage units.
Oh,
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. They don't want to do it. They don't want to have separate. They don't want, whatever the case may be. I just think that maybe they should not blame it on the state.
Yes. Attila says, me too. I want to go to Tampa and do the Islander.
A lot of people are interested in doing that Islander cruise. And it's one of the least expensive cruises out there. Mm-hmm. If you're ex-military, if you're a veteran, you can do it for free. I mean, so what's better than that? I mean, the possibility of a free cruise on a cruise ship that you want to go on.
David said the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and tunnel is very unusual. We've been through that, haven't we?
No. Chesapeake Bay is up.
Oh, okay. She said, I was on Harmony of the Seas the last week of this past February, and it was great. Only thing that it had was playmakers. I don't know what a playmaker is.
You've seen Oh, no, you probably have not seen playmakers. You haven't been on the bigger ships.
Bob said, don't like short cruises either, so we are doing back-to-back on Mariner in October. That's so awesome.
Mariner is a fan favorite ship.
Yes. Steve says, I was on Harmony of the Seas the last only thing. Okay, I read that one. Going on Carnival Jubilee this September and Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas September 2026.
Awesome. We still haven't been on Carnival's XL class ships. I've heard some mixed reviews on that. I've heard that the cabins feel smaller than they do on other cruise ships, that the spaces on board the ship feel smaller than they do on other Carnival cruise ships. We have friends, close family friends, that have been on the Carnival Jubilee. They didn't care for it. It was definitely not their favorite ship. Of course, there's lots of people that love them. Mm-hmm. So, it's an opinion. But we need to try it to find out.
Misty said, fantastic, thank you. Sheikah said they are building a Disney community in the Palm Springs area. I'm sure they are pricey. Oh, I imagine. I definitely imagine they are. It's Disney, so. David said, we love the Journeys Cruise on Carnival. We normally get it in the show in the Glee Club. Get in the show in the Glee. I got you. I like it.
I'd like to do a Carnival's Journey cruise.
Yes. Texas at Seawood Symphony of the Seas is replacing Harmony. I'm sure you will love that ship. Alien says, I'd do a short cruise as a quick weekend getaway.
We've done a 4-nighter. We've done a couple of 3-nighters.
Yeah. Misty said, how do I find out what the MDR menu is and what nights are formal, oh wise Chris?
Okay.
I love that.
So again, it's going to depend on your cruise line. If we are talking Royal Caribbean, you can actually go in the app now. Again, go down to where it says dining, go up to one of the main dining rooms. When you click and open the main dining room, it will have menus in there. And you can actually look and see which night, what they're serving that particular night. It may not always say formal night, elegant night. Usually you can tell by the menu, though.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a little bit different because on Royal Caribbean, each night in the MDR, no, it's not in the MDR, it's in the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the buffet. But yeah, there'll be the menus in there so you can kind of look at it ahead. Royal Caribbean does it. Carnival, not so much. Usually you can't see Carnival's menus until you are on board the ship. Their app doesn't work ahead of time. Really good thing about Royals is the damn allergies does work ahead of time. A lot of times, and it's going to update as you get closer to the cruise, but you can see daily activities. You can already see what they're going to be serving on board the ship. You can see the theme nights in the buffet. I like Royal Caribbean because they do theme nights in the buffet. Italian night, Caribbean night, Asian food night, Indian food night.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of Caribbean night.
Yeah.
In the buffet. So, but yeah, everything be done through the app, through dining. You just go down and select the restaurant, MDR of your choice, click on it. You can slip and then scroll by day. You can go to the Windjammer, to the buffet, open that up, scroll by day, and it will tell you what the theme is going to be for that particular night.
Yes.
Royal Caribbean's app is really, really good. If you've got it, you have it, download it, push the buttons, play with it, go in and touch and look at every little thing. You can get a lot of info off of Royals. It's one of my favorite pre-cruise apps to use.
Alien says, I've had crew members tell me their quarters are smaller on newer Carnival ships.
That is true, but I have also heard that more of the cabins for crew members are single cabins versus sharing with 2 or more people. I've seen some of those cabins where there's 2, 3, 4 people in a cabin on an older ship, and the newer ships have a lot more single crew member cabins with a shared bathroom. What do they call it? A Jack and Jill?
Mm-hmm.
With a Jack and Jill bathroom in between it. So yeah, their cabins may be smaller, but I've heard they're getting more privacy, which it makes sense. If you got to put everybody in their own, they have to get smaller.
Yeah.
So if I was a crew member, it's only my opinion, and my choice was a big cabin I had to share, or a bigger cabin I had to share, or a smaller cabin that was just for me, I take the smaller cabin.
Mm-hmm. Attila says journeys are an older crowd and the crew gets to know each of the guests a little more personally since the time is a full 14 days. I bet they do. That'd be fun though.
Yeah, you would get more time with the crew members. Especially, now I'm just thinking here personally, we've had better crew interactions on smaller ships. So how about a small ship doing a Journeys cruise? That would like double maximize your amount of crew time. But usually it's the smaller ships that do Journeys cruises, World cruises. They're not sending out their mega ships to do those types of cruises. Not when they can use them for short money making weekends.
Shika said, I love the Jubilee. I thought it was very nice. Prefer the Vista class.
See, for a Carnival, I prefer the oh God, what's the class? It's the Dream class. I think it's the Dream class. The Dream, the Breeze, the Magic.
Yeah, we didn't really care for the Vista.
The Vista is all right, and I really like the Fantasy.
Yeah. Nellie's asking Misty if she's going on Royal. Misty said yes. How have I missed all of this? Oh my God, I've played with this app for months. Just Cody is here. I went on Jubilee on a 7-day this last December. I didn't care for it, honestly. I love the Fantasy class the best.
That Fantasy class, I'm telling you, there's something about it. It's weird. They have way less balconies. You can tell that they're as old as they are simply by their shape and the way you can kind of tell their decor. They're retro looking, right?
Mhm.
And I got to get you on one before they all go away. There is something about that class of ship that is just, they did it right. They just did it right. And it's going to be sad when they're all gone.
Nellie said, if you were on Royal, you can go add a cruise, scroll to where it says can't find cruise. You can add an earlier cruise now and find the menu and scroll and see the theme nights. There you go. A Royal expert.
Yeah, and Royal's app is really, really good for looking and just getting pre-cruise information.
Who Paul is here. Welcome, Who Paul. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello, all from Mass. Nellie says, I do want to try Jubilee though.
Yeah, we haven't been on it, so we definitely want to try it at least once.
Attila says, entertainers and some temporary staff like your comedians or musicians will almost always get a solo cabin. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sheikah said, oh yes, the fantasy class is the best, followed by the spirit class.
I said there is something super magical about those ships. There's something super different on those ships. Like, I don't know if you guys have been watching John Heal's page in that last couple of days, but he's been posting pictures from the secret areas. Have you seen them on board the spirit ships? They're theming in their decoration in those, what they call the secret areas. You don't see that on newer cruise ships. It's almost like the older cruise ships, they were individually thought out. You know, deck plans might be the same, but they were thought out differently. A lot like Disney does it. And some of the newer cruise ships are more cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're not nice and beautiful and elegant and laid out, but they're more cookie cutter like houses and less personality like some of the older ships had. You know, and I'm sure that has to do with cost and build and all that other kind of stuff, you know, but I don't know. I think newer cruise ships have lost some of that individual character.
Nellie said, yes, smaller ships, the interactions with staff and passengers are more relaxed. David says, oh, I have sailed on 5 of the fantasy class ships and 4 of the spirit class.
There's something about them. There's absolutely something about
them. Alien been here the whole time with this live. Alien, I forgot which ship you were going on. Attila says the old Carnival ships have so much public art, statues, unique decorations, and those secret areas, like you say, it's very nice. Newer ships are more industrial and efficient or something.
No, that's a good way to put it. They're more efficient. They're more industrial. They're more, how many people can use a piece of space at the same time? They're less artistic. Mm-hmm. I hate to use the word, but there's less soul in newer cruise ships than there are in older cruise ships. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But people say that about houses. Old houses have character. New houses, well, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference between them on the same street. You know, cookie cutter neighborhoods versus a house with character. Older cars, people say, have more character than newer cars. And cruise ships, to me, are no different.
Yeah.
The old ones have character.
Alien says, and we're going on the Pride. Baltimore is a relatively close port for us. And it goes to Half Moon Cay, our favorite port. And then Carolyn's here. Hello, Tiffany and Chris. Welcome, Carolyn.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Nellie says the old Carnival ships are like old McDonald's. They had personality. The new ships are more modern, gray McDonald's. That's a good way to put it.
That is a good one. McDonald's used to be a lot more themed inside.
Yes.
You saw a lot more of the McDonald's characters, and you saw it in the playgrounds and all of that kind of stuff. He's right. You don't see it anymore. They look like they're stamped by a machine. McDonald's, McDonald's. Yeah, there's a personality difference, and it makes a difference in how you feel about a ship.
Yes. Sheikah says new ships remind me of malls. They do.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah,
Desiree says,
absolutely.
yes, I agree. Older ships have character. Alien says, yeah, the new ships are nice, but a bit plain to me. The older ones look fancier to me. I love both, of course. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, on the Carnival Ecstasy, I'm not gonna lie, you could tell that it had some really retro, crazy, in your face, gaudy type decorations in some spots. There's some spots where there's like neon colors on the walls and stuff like that. Now it spoke to me in all the right ways. But yeah, you don't see that just boldness like that anymore.
Carolyn says, we love to cruise the Carnival Spirit class. Yeah. Attila says, haha, true, Nelly. McDonald's all gray now.
They are.
James says, Sheikah, good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Lawn Lifters is agreeing. Texas says, Liberty of the Seas is still one of my favorite ships. I have sailed on her more than any other ship. I liked Liberty of the Seas.
I did too.
Yeah. Bob says, love the smaller, older ships. Was on Jewel last month for 9 nights. Really enjoyed it. The crew and other passengers.
Yeah, and the Jewel is an older, smaller cruise ship. I'm telling you, there's something about them. Something the cruise lines, I get, they got to build newer ships, more people, more money, bigger, better, put more crap on them, all that kind of stuff. But I think they're taking away a certain part of the cruising experience.
Yeah.
By doing that, they're getting away from what made a lot of people fall in love with cruising.
Well, like David said, the older ships were designed for relaxation, and the new ones are built to make money. It's exactly yours.
That's it.
You hit it on the head. Carolyn's laughing. Oh, geez, agree. Malls, yuck. Nelly making a cut at Rick. Any ship with a crown and anchor is your favorite ship.
Wow.
Texas says, oh, Nelly. Nelly says, I had to get one in, buddy. Attila says, all that old decoration was from the late Joe Farkas, Carnival's designers of ships. He liked the louder colors and lots of quirky, fun things.
Well, you know what? I like the louder colors and the fun, quirky. Say the word.
Quirky.
There we go. Things myself. I got tongue-tied. Couldn't get it out. I like that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come around the corner and be like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
I like it. You see it on some of the older Royal Caribbean ships too. We've come around the corner and there'll just be a weird statue, a weird piece of art, and you'll be like, I'm not real sure why this is here. I like it, and I'm going to take pictures of it. I'm not 100% positive while it's here. I forget what ship it is on. Remember, we were in the casino, and the floor was glass, and they just had random stuff on the floor underneath the glass.
Yeah.
It was Adventure. It was Liberty. It's one of those. Yeah, you could see right through the floor. Quirky, weird.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it on every ship. I liked it.
Yes. Misty's going on Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty's a good ship.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us what you think.
She is a good ship, and she's got interesting things to look at on board. Royal Caribbean, they're very different than Carnival, but they've got their own set of uniqueness throughout their cruise ships.
Let's see where we at. Texas Cruiser says, I look forward to cruise with you, Nelly. On Lifter says, nice. Bob says, couldn't agree more, Nelly. Alien says, okay, y'all. Time to watch some dudes grappling in their undies. Great show as always. Well, have a great rest of your week.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Enjoy the show. We'll see you next week.
Sheikah at Nelly Royal is Texas Cruiser's favorite line. Carnival is mine. James says, Texas, August 16th be a good cruise for you and Nelly. Texas Cruiser says, I agree, James. Do we have another person?
Ooh, are we gonna add some more folks?
David says in 93, I was on the Ecstasy and John Heald was my cruise director.
Now, there you go. There you go. That is an absolute piece of history right there.
Yeah.
To say that you have been on a cruise with John Heald as your cruise director. I mean, I've had the honor of meeting the man, but I have never had the honor of him being the cruise director.
Yeah.
But he was up on stage telling some pretty dang funny jokes and being pretty entertaining when I saw him last on the Ecstasy. So he is a fun man to cruise with. I don't care what anybody else says. He is entertaining and he is full of cruising knowledge and history.
Yes. Andre said, how much do you have to lose or win in the casino to get a free cruise?
Someone else will have to handle that one.
All right, Nelly, you're up.
Because I'm at the point where I pretty much just walk by, throw a few dollars in the door and keep on going. And I don't ever spend enough, gamble enough, or lose enough to suit the casino to ever offer me anything. Maybe I'm just lucky they let me in.
Yeah. Nelly says Mariner has random stuff on the floor in the casino.
Yeah, see, just some of them Royal Caribbean chips, weird stuff like that. It's great.
Texas Cruiser says when Liberty comes back to Galveston, she will be amped. I am definitely planning a cruise on her. Attila says sadly, Carnival Spirit went to dry dock this month and they removed the 2-story dance club full of bright colors and made it 1 story. They took the extra space to make more cabins, of course.
Was that the Frankenstein one? It was that Club Frankenstein. I know that one was 2-story. Oh, they didn't take out Club Frankenstein.
Sounds like they did.
See, if they took out a club like that, that is unique. That is something other Carnival cruise ships out of that class do not have. They should never take stuff like that out.
Yes.
Yeah, they should never ever take things like that. That is something that's just unique enough to make someone go, wow, look at this. I've never seen this on a Carnival ship before. And to take it out to make room for something else.
Nelly says, Andre, on Royal, it depends. Time on machine and money does it. That's how I am cruising in August on Harmony Casino Comp Cruise.
I've never even remote. I don't know what the numbers are, and I guarantee I'm nowhere near it. I guarantee I'm nowhere near it.
His head, Attila said his head may be there, but not the whole body. It was 2 stories tall.
Yeah, and for what I've seen in the picture, I think Frankenstein took up the whole space. He was big. That's awful. And to add more cabins, that's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their cruise ship, their business, their choice, but in my opinion, it was a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stop taking away what makes ships special just to go, hey, I bet we can stuff 6 more people on. Stop. That's the stuff that makes my head pop up.
David said we chatted with John Heald when he was on the Vista on the first cruise out of New York City. That's so awesome. Awesome. I can't talk. Just Cody said, I am going on a cruise on the Carnival Liberty in August out of New Orleans.
Ooh, New Orleans.
I want to cruise out of there one time.
I would too, as long as we have time ahead of time. We would need probably a couple of days to just see all of the.
Just hang out at Cafe Du Monde.
No, it's not just hang out and eat beignets for 2 days. We know what Tiffany likes. It's crystal clear. Yes, to eat some beignets. Yes, for you to get some cafe au lait. But just think of all the things to see and do. In the history in New Orleans, we would need a couple days there. Especially since we have spent no time there together.
Yeah.
You've been there. I've been there. But we have never been there.
Yeah. Carolyn said, I always felt that all those steps were dangerous in a nightclub after everyone had been drinking. Luckily, I go to bed before the nightclub opens.
It's more like a challenge. You know, can I have a good time and not go barreling down the stairs?
Yeah.
They should have kept the stairs.
Just Cody said, I'm starting to get excited. I bet.
Weeds out the stupid in the week.
Carolyn said, loved the Frankenstein. It was huge and cool looking.
Right. And just to take it out to make room for more cabins. Let's make the ship more crowded. I don't agree with all the choices they make for these particular vessels sometimes. Don't take away what makes it special.
Carolyn said, go to New Orleans after a hurricane. It's so clean.
It washes away all the icky.
Nellie said, I think I will go to New Orleans and cruise on Mariner since they will do the 7-night cruise to Cayman and Jamaica. There's a good one.
Yeah.
David said, we did a back-to-back for New Orleans this past summer. Went 2 days early to enjoy the French Quarters. Yes.
Yeah, I think you would have to if you haven't spent any real time there, just to get a good look around.
Yeah. The French Quarters were pretty.
Yeah, the French Quarters are pretty. You got to hit Bourbon Street. There's a lot of weirdness and goofiness on it, but you got to see it.
Been there, done that.
You got to see some paddle boats going up the Mississippi. Maybe it sounds weird, but they have all of those very gothic graveyards and things that are above ground in New Orleans. They have the houses, the plantations. Let's not forget the food. And of course for you, beignets and cafe au laits. You need a couple days.
Yeah.
I would need a couple days just to try all the different flavors of po' boy sandwiches. I mean, you know what I mean?
Just Cody said, the last time I sailed out of New Orleans, I didn't really go out and look around. This time I'm going a few days early and I'm going to do some exploring. Yes. It's been, God, almost 30 years since I've been to New Orleans.
Yeah, it's been about that long for me. I mean, Rebecca was a baby last time I was through New Orleans.
David said, I was stationed in Biloxi in 78 and wanted to see how New Orleans changed.
It's probably changed quite a bit since 1978.
Yeah. Just Cody said, I've sailed. Billy's here, said New Orleans also has Poo Poo and Pee Pee on Bourbon Street.
Unfortunately, so did Seattle, and so does San Francisco. I wish that wasn't the case, but like I said, we saw that and smelled that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sailing out of Seattle.
Desiree said, I enjoy excursions with tour guides. It's safer. Yes.
Yeah. Especially if it's someplace we've never been. We're definitely on board with that. But there are a few places out there where we just kind of
wander off.
Cozumel is definitely one of those where we don't always take a cruise ship excursion, but we've been there enough times and understand the basic lay of the land and hopping in a taxi and just off you go.
Yes.
Works.
Carolyn said New Orleans is like the older cruise ships, lots of character. We saw Nicolas Cage and Priscilla Presley at the Cafe du Monde. That was years ago.
Still, that's a pretty cool experience.
Yes. Attila the Fun said, gotta explore New Orleans. Yep, just don't go during Mardi Gras. Go right after when hotel rates are cheaper.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't go during Mardi Gras. That's way too many people crowding, fighting, pushing, and creating issues that I don't want.
David said, we made sure we were off the street soon after the sun went down. So when I was there, we did go down to Bourbon Street. I was instructed by my boss at the time that I had to go to Pat O'Brien's and try a hurricane.
Yeah.
He even gave me the money for it. So we went down there, went to Pat O'Brien's, had a hurricane. It was dark, but we were made very aware. You stay on Bourbon Street. You do not go on the side streets and never wander into a voodoo shop.
Okay, so when I was there, it was me and my brother. We were young, we were dumb, we were on Bourbon Street in the dark. We were drinking and having ourselves quite a good time. You know, because when you were there, remember they had the carts, like hot dog carts outside, but you get a hurricane from it.
Yeah, you walk down the street drinking. And I just thought that was just.
And so naturally, you know, we're young, we're dumb, we're over age. And I'm pretty sure we walked into at least one voodoo shop and a few other places we probably should not have. It was a young man's adventure. You would not catch me doing all of that today. But yes, I've had a unique New Orleans experience in the past.
I will say though, Pat O'Brien hurricanes are really good.
From what I can vaguely remember from that time, yes, I'm pretty sure they were. I had multiple.
Carolyn said, Chris is right. Bigger cities have the poo, pee, and drugs. Feel so bad for all of them.
I mean, I do too. I wish that was not the case. But yeah, I mean, you can see that in all of them. And I'm sure it exists in more than just the ones we visited. I'm sure it's in Florida ports. I'm sure it's in New York ports and all those kinds of
Unfortunately,
places.
that's becoming a big issue. I mean, it's even in the small towns. Not just the big cities anymore. It's in the small towns.
Yeah, it seems like I guess the big cities it's more pronounced.
Yeah.
Than it is in so. And I'm thinking purely cruise ports, of course. You know.
Oh yeah.
Because we're talking about cruising.
Yeah.
Where the ships go.
Yes.
Not Mickey Mouse. Not, you know, Seven Doors Mine Chain. Not the teacups. Not the Dumbo ride. Not your favorites. Huh. Any Princess Gathering?
Have anybody young enough?
That has never stopped you before. From
Oh, the Princess Gathering.
the gatherings where you go meet all the princesses.
No, I go by myself. Attila says I have family in New Orleans, so we've been Bourbon Street plenty. We go to offbeat places to eat good foods now when we go. Dilly said my hubby was mugged in New Orleans, and yes, there is poop and pee in San Francisco. That's why we don't go there, and we live about an hour away.
Hopefully things like that improve in the future, because I would like to spend some time in San Francisco. There are beautiful things I'd like to see and explore in San Francisco. I want to see the hills. Never seen that before. I want to see the Golden Gate Bridge. I want to see Alcatraz.
Yeah. Nellie said princess gatherings. Oh, not princess cruise gatherings.
Both. She anytime princesses gather in the parks or on the ships, Tiffany is right in the middle of it.
Sheikah said, I met John Heald on the Pride in 23.
A lot of people, I mean, he is a cool dude. He is really a nice guy. You know, for as much verbal abuse as they give him, name calling him, the amount of rudeness that this man gets on a daily basis, he still gets on these cruise ships. He gets the rudeness in the mouth and the people yelling at, even on the cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
He is still one of the nicest people you will ever meet and has the nicest things to say.
Yeah. David said you did not have to walk into certain shops back in 78 to see them. They were on complete display right in front of the shops and bars.
I believe it.
Just Cody said he signed the map behind your head on the wall, didn't he?
That one right there?
Yes.
Yes, sir, he did. That is the map from the last sailing of the Carnival Ecstasy, and that is signed by Mr. John Heald. It's one of my favorite mementos from having got to meet the man.
Yes.
That's why it has a place of honor on my wall.
Yeah. You about ready?
Yeah.
It's
It's sidewalks in Denver. Yeah. It's a problem everywhere, unfortunately.
Richard's here just tuning in. What's up, everyone?
Well, hi. Welcome to the show. Unfortunately, it is near the very end of the show,
But
but welcome.
Nellie says, gotta go take care of my family until next week.
Yep, we are going to be getting ready to wrap this up. We have been on for 1 hour and 12 minutes, and I know folks have got places to go, things to do, families to look after. And as much fun as we have talking about cruising, all things cruising and poo-poo and pee-pee in cities, there's always a weird subject that comes up. Always.
But that's what makes us unique.
That is very, very true. I cannot wait till the August 16th cruise when some of us are going to be together live, unfiltered. What stories will we have to tell when we come back?
That is going to be fun.
Either that or we're all going to come back like, no, nothing happened. You know, what happened on the ship stayed on that ship.
Yep.
Woo! We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. I apologize. My allergies are just cranking out.
It was interesting as usual. See you next week. Everyone have an awesome week.
That's probably the nicest thing you could say about some of our shows. Well, yeah, that was interesting. You never know what you're going to get here. It's a roll of the dice sometimes, but it's a group. It's a community. It is a cruising family. So yeah, we kind of go all over the place.
Yes.
If someone's feeling it, we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
That's pretty much how the way it works.
Everybody's just saying good night.
So good night, everybody. We always appreciate everybody for being here. If you haven't done so already, do me a favor, hit that like button. Hey, it lets YouTube know that we're live. We're out here. Lets them know you enjoyed the show. Invites other people. We need to grow our community. What?
Texas Cruiser said it will stay on the ship until I vlog it. I was thinking,
You're giving away my secrets. I've even got little pocket. Look, I've got it right here.
Little pocket.
I've got little secret pocket cameras. Hide in your pockets. You know, I'm saving that for, James and whatever crazy thing James does, but now you're giving away my secrets. Just kidding, James.
Tilla said live is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
That is absolutely true. And James already knows I would not use a small camera. I would use the big camera. That's why he is dancing with natives in Belize. Okay. You too.
I volunteered.
But again, thank you everybody for being here. We really, really appreciate it. We will be back next week, same time, same channel, and we will continue this conversation. I gotta find the secret buttons to push here. Okay.
Thank you everybody for being here.
Like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.
good night, everybody.